In the run-up to Guy Fawkes Night, the control room at Humberside Fire and Rescue handle more calls than at any other time of the year. On average, they receive 1,400 calls every month. In the 4 weeks leading up to November the 5th, this figure rockets to over 3,000.
Alpha 41, Alpha 41, priority.
An increase of more than 200%. It's November the 4th, 2004. And over the next 48 hours, our camera crews will follow the work of the entire service, giving an extraordinary insight into the work of firefighters at this busy time of year. Over 2,000 bonfires will light up the skies over East Yorkshire and North Lincolnshire this coming Guy Fawkes Night. But before that, there's the notorious 4th of November to contend with, otherwise known as Mischief Night. After 10 years' service, firefighter Matty Astrop knows only too well how busy it can get.
It just goes mad, particularly the first couple of weeks leading up to bonfire. Obviously, in particular on nights where the kids get home from school and they have the teas and they're out causing mischief. Sometimes a bit of a pain because there could be something else, where we have needed a bit more urgently.
And each year, the mischief starts earlier and earlier. 25 miles away in North Lincolnshire, the crew at Scunthorpe Fire Station also have an emergency. It's a hotspot for 24-year-old firefighter Rob Bowe.
Spotted as a fire in a building. I think they're unoccupied buildings at the end of here. Yeah, you can see the smoke now. There's often a lot of hypodermic needles and syringes.
The derelict factory is a well-used hideout for drug addicts. Rob and the crew need to break in and check nobody is trapped or unconscious from toxic fumes.
Take the next left, innit, yeah.
Matty directs the crew from Hull Central to their first incident of the day.
This is a graveyard here, isn't it?
A tree fire. It's clearly malicious, and crew manager Pete Sissons isn't amused.
Oh, it's utter stupidity. Probably killed the tree. It's quite a difficult one to put out really, because the fire's obviously got up and inside the tree where we can't see.
I think people burning anything just gets up your nose, but yeah, I suppose, yeah, trees, living stuff, why set fire to it? In a graveyard.
The disused factory Rob and the guys are attending is completely filled with toxic smoke. In order to ensure no one's trapped inside, the firefighters must wear breathing apparatus, or BA as it's known.
These are all derelict buildings, you get squatters hanging around in them. We just sent a team in wearing BA because it's inside.
We're just using the thermal image camera at the moment just to try and determine if there's been any spread of the fire. They've not gained anything from doing it, for whatever reason they have done it. If they had a bit more respect, but not everybody does, do they?
The estates around Hull have already taken a battering in the run-up to Guy Fawkes Night. For the next 2 nights, Senior Fire Officer Paul Dent is another watchful pair of eyes. He's on the lookout for anything that might endanger the celebrations.
Well, I've seen some things in my service, but I've never seen a bonfire built on a flat roof of a property before. And he's just asking for trouble. I'll be amazed if that doesn't get set fire to tonight. He's stockpiling wood on top of his house. Never seen anything like that in the whole of my service. Never seen anything like that.
After a thorough search, the factory gets the all clear. But the aftermath is a brutal reminder of the dangers a firefighter faces.
I've been in here late evening, it's been quite dark, just doing that next room actually. We get quite a few fires in here, to be honest. I mean, they keep locking that gate up, but somehow they still get in. Luckily nothing big. I mean, if the whole lot goes, at least we won't have to come back.
Is that a police car?
No, it's a fire car. We're from the fire brigade.
It's for tomorrow.
It's for tomorrow. Do you realise the danger you're causing yourself by storing it up there? And if you don't, move it yourself, and I'll be back within the next hour. I will. I'll have the council come down and move it. I don't want to spoil your son's fun, but it's just ridiculous. Yeah. The last thing I want to be doing is coming here and rescuing you. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
And so the wood comes down. At Fire HQ, Watch Manager Jan Hayton can almost guarantee which areas will be the busiest. And one North Hull station is expecting the run of the calls.
Of all the Hull area, Brandshome does tend to get quite a good fair share of its fire calls. You get trouble spots.
After 6 or 7 o'clock, that's when the gangs really start congregating, and that's when it's, you know, the boredom factor sets in.
The day watch at Brandshome Fire Station are still on shift. They've had a spate of nuisance bonfires in the last couple of hours, but now there's a lull, and Dave Collingwood and his crew can take over.
Well, they've been trying to get back, they've been ringing us to get our kit on, but there's just no chance.
Dave and the rest of the Brandshome Watch take their first shout of the night. In Scunthorpe, Rob's crew also has an emergency. Narrow streets and careless parking is a huge problem.
That is too tight.
Let's knock them up.
Time wasted having to find owners and move cars can make the difference between a life saved and a life lost.
Not blaming you, mates. Well, that's not good, is it? Well, we're trying to knock them up to get them to shift the cars. There's no way we'll get a truck through.
Do you know whose that is? Who's in that house next door, mate?
Having to stop, knock on doors and find owners is going to severely delay them. On Hull's Brandshome estate, Dave's first call is clearly malicious. A wheelie bin's been set alight and rammed up against the back door of a house.
It weren't through a spit of them where they used to shove them up against the back doors and just slate them. One after the other. Well, I remember one night we had about 5 in a row.
It's going to be a hectic night, so they need to pack up quickly, ready for the next call, which comes immediately. A gang of teenagers have set fire to someone else's bonfire.
Come out of the way, fellas, watch your backs.
Paul Dent and the Brandshome crew have been sent to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, this is a problem again that the crews have got to suffer. They've come to put the fire out, and now, as you can see, we've got lots of youths and children approaching the fire scene. And as well as putting the fire out, they've also got to look after the safety, not only their own crew, but the children in the area.
Why did you put the fire out?
You've got to put the fire out because you've got to protect the public.
Why? It's nearly bonfire night.
No, it's not bonfire night, is it?
Why are they wetting it? Why are they wetting it when it's not even on fire?
With that group of youths, as you can see by the side of the car, they were not only rocking the car, but they've spat all over it. Fortunately, it was inside the vehicle and not outside of it, because the last thing I want is to be spat on.
Fortunately, the Scunthorpe crew's incident isn't life-threatening. Just as well, because careless parking has made them 10 minutes late.
I think it's probably a joyrider's just spun it. So we've just come to clear the petrol up where, because it's on a roundabout. It's obviously quite dangerous with the petrol on the floor on the roundabout. So swill the petrol away and disconnect the battery, so make it safe. Don't know where the driver is, so that's why we think it's probably a joyrider.
Rescue control.
Already tonight, Control has mobilised fire crews to put out around 30 nuisance bonfires.
Fireworks with a letterbox on the south bank, yeah. But it's, I would say, probably about 85% to 90% to be in bonfires.
Fire rescue service.
Now they've a real emergency to deal with.
The house is on fire. And what can you see? Can you see flames or smoke?
Out there, it's full of smoke.
Right, okay.
Now where you going, Phil?
It takes just 40 seconds from the alarm sounding to hitting the road. And when people are reported trapped, the stakes couldn't be higher.
So we are taking a flat fire.
Keep going, straight up. Where we talking? Where we talking?
There, look, first floor. First floor left.
Mark from the flat above called 999 and has been told to stand outside on his balcony. The crew's immediate priority is to make sure no one's trapped inside.
You can still make me patience. All right. How many bedrooms are these, pal? One? One bedroom.
To be 100% sure all the residents are safe, they must evacuate the entire block and painstakingly search each and every flat. This involves teams of 2 firefighters wearing breathing apparatus, searching inch by inch in dense, blinding smoke.
Second floor.
Get the 18 up there and just break the door open.
Additional pumps are needed, and East Hull Station receives the call.
Fire at 5.
Blue Watch at Brandsome have a different kind of emergency.
Cat with head stuck in tin.
In Hull, fire crews attending a flat fire believe somebody may be trapped inside. But other residents are also missing. Crew manager Simon Turner gives the order to smash in locked doors.
I had concerns about this flat here, which was full of smoke from the fire down below. So we decided to break an entry.
Shona found a kitten with its head stuck in a tin of cat food, and Brandsome firefighter Dave Collingwood has the task of getting it out.
I tell you what, bloody hell. There's no room that side.
No, see if we can cut
None whatsoever. Cut your finger on it.
It's been there already.
Is that-
Can you get the tin snips in your end here?
I can get them in this end here. Tell you what.
As more crews arrive, the search intensifies. They've no idea whether the owner's out or home and overcome by lethal smoke.
No probs.
Fire investigator Paul Dent has been called to the flat fire.
And he's got 6 sets of breathing apparatus in use, doing a search for the persons that have been reported with inside the building. There goes the ambulance.
I'm at number 11, so that one will be 9, I think. I hope nobody's in any of them, you know what I mean? This isn't a joke, is it?
Rip it away.
Well, no, it's too tight. Make that a little bit, mate.
Yeah, there we go.
More space every turn.
There you go, mate.
Hello, mate. Hello.
Bring the head down slow.
Hello.
You finishing it off? Oh, he's having a little lick here. Wants his last piece, look.
The flat fire's out, and nobody's been found inside. Mark, who made the 999 call, can now be rescued.
I thought somebody had set a firework off on the stairway. When I opened the door, the smoke just hit me in the face. I knew I couldn't get out that way. So I went and stood on the landing, waited for the fire brigade, and I lit a cigarette up there, and within 5 minutes it was here. I secretly wanted to be rescued. I wanted them to bring me down the ladders, and they did do. Because there was no way I was going out the front door. So much smoke, I would never have made it.
Having rescued a cat's head from the clutches of a tin can, Dave and the Watch arrived back at Brandsome Station.
Horses stuck in rivers and bloody... resuscitated dogs, everything. See it all.
At the flat fire, police have arrested a man on suspicion of arson, but he is later released without charge, and the investigation continues. Paul Dent needs to work out how the fire started.
You had multiple seats of fire in here. Single mattress, and the bed's been lengthways, and what's happened, it's been fired both ends.
The flat belongs to Mike, and he's just returned home.
Gutted, you know what I mean? I don't know what I've lost or whatever, you know. I just don't know what to expect. I don't know where I'm going to go, you know.
Paul's investigations uncover some more risks.
This is what we found. And don't touch fuck all with your hands.
Scattered around the kitchen are needles.
It's another problem we have to deal with these days.
Searching a burning flat in zero visibility, firefighters have to confront all kinds of additional risks. It's Guy Fawkes night, and final preparations are underway.